4 creepy figures circling a girl. The song stops. The girl has to guess which one is behind her. The girl guesses wrong. The dolls pull the girl in half. Then there's a boy. The boy doesn't get it right either. He's kowtowing to the dolls, and he dies. It's a survival game like no other. The contestants are high school students from all over the world. They're trapped in a hovering square. If they lose the game, they die a horrible death. If they win, they move on to the next level. The chosen one is chosen, and John was the unlucky one. The first level was in the classroom, and the guardian was a creepy tumbler. When he turned around, all the students who were still moving turned into blood beads. No one dared to move. At that moment, Joe found a clue. There's a button behind it, on the side. It says, if you press it, it's over. There was also a timer on it. A boy rushed over to it, but the tumbler turned around immediately. The boy dies. The girl screams in panic, and she dies too. There's only 1 minute left on the clock. John and Joe were the only ones left in the classroom. Joe had another idea. He crouched down and let John jump over him. In the last 10 seconds, John successfully flew over and pressed the button. But just as they were celebrating, Joe also died. The undefeated announced that only those who pressed the button could live. John had no time to grieve. He had to run away alone. The bell flew towards the basket, but missed. John was disappointed. Suddenly, a figure fell from the sky. He grabbed the bell and slammed it into the basket. It turned out to be Alan, the school's famous bully. They've won. But then the big cat announced, there are only 3 survivors: John, Anna, and Alan. John was puzzled. He turned around to see Alan had killed the other students because he thought they were all useless and didn't deserve to live. John was angry and grabbed Alan. The big cat suddenly exhaled a puff of smoke. John woke up again in a mysterious room, and in the room is Mary, the girl he had a crush on. The two of them are starting to catch up. John breathes a sigh of relief and runs away with Mary. The two manage to meet up with Anna. They also met the other students who survived. They came to a cave. There are 7 locking holes on the top of the cave, but they only had 4 keys, and that's when Alan threw out 3 keys. There were enough keys, but there was one more. Without thinking, Alan snapped the neck of the man next to him. Now there were 7 of them. The next level was a snowy mountain. A white bear fell from the sky. The rules for this level were simple. All you have to do is answer the questions honestly and you win. The game begins. The white bear asked a very weird question. Do you like John? Anna said yes. Mary said yes in a very direct way. White bear says one of them is lying, and one of them has to die. The white bear gave a hint. The one who lied liked pure white, and Mary was the only one of the 7 who wore white. Everyone pointed to Mary. John yelled that it couldn't be. Finally, the crowd voted. The white bear slapped Mary to death. Everyone comes to the last level. 3 little Russians came out and announced the rules of the game. The remaining 5 people drew lots to become ghosts. The ghosts are responsible for finding people. If you can see the face of the person you're playing with, then go back to the starting point. Step on the can and yell his name. Then you can catch him. The person who drew the lot to be the ghost was the most sinister of the 5. Alan. The other 4 rushed away. The 2 boys hid in the shadows. As soon as they sat down to rest, Alan found them. Soon after, Anna was caught covering the boys and John was left alone. Just when John is hesitating, Anna in the cage yells at John not to come out. But the sound of her voice inspires John. He decided to go head-to-head with Alan. He puts on a heavy suit of armor so that Aaron couldn't see his face. The armor slowed John down. He was quickly cornered by Alan. Alan takes off his mask and can see John's face. He turned around and tried to go back to where he came from, but something stops him. It's a chain. It turns out that John intentionally showed his weakness, tricked Alan into approaching him, and then secretly tied them together. Alan could not react in time. John jumped off the wall again. Alan was taken away by the chain. In the nick of time, John still kicked down the can and the game was over. But strangely, there are no explosions or deaths. The 3 little Russians came out again. Turns out the last level is just a normal game.